Good morning, boys and girls. It is Wednesday, the 13th of January, 2021. Let's get started. So we are continuing on with our Sounds in Focus work today, our spelling work, and we are now on part 7. And part 7 asks you to unjumble the letters here to make words to match the clues. Some are list words, so some of the answers you might find in your list, but some will not be there. But they will all have the sound. Okay, so the first one says, clean yourself with water. What word would this be? And you'd write the answer here. Large white bird. That one's definitely in your word list, isn't it? Would like it. An insect. To apologize. So think of the word you say when you are apologizing. And to crush or press flat. What word could that be? Part 8 then asks you to rewrite these words, adding ing to each one. Now, we're turning them all into ing words like hopping, washing, stopping, and so on. However, for some of them, you can't just add ing, you have to double the letter at the end. So what I mean is, for example, with hopping here, you'd have to add an extra P and then ing. Washing just needs ing. Stopping, you need to double the P, add an extra P, and add ing. Same with shopping, add an extra P, and then ing. Jogging, double the G there, and add ing. And crossing. With crossing, you just have to add the ing there. Then you have to find those 6 words that you've just turned into ing words. You have to find them over here in the word search. And also, it asks you to find 3 more words ending in ing in the word search. So have a look and see if you can find any other ing words as well. Well, I can also see the word nodding, N-O-D-D-I-N-G. Now, I'm not going to tell you where it is, but I want you to try and find it. So there are 3 extra words as well to find in the word search. Question 9 asks you to choose a set of these double letters, one of these, to fill in the spaces in these words. Now, these 2 letters join together. When there are 2 letters that only make one sound, they're called diagraphs. So we don't say ul, we just say ul, p, s, t. Okay, so there are 2 letters but just one sound. Those are examples of diagraphs. You have to choose one of these diagraphs to place in the spaces here. So for example, this first one, well, the only one that would fit in there would be the 2 T's to make a T sound. B-O-T-T-L-E, bottle. So choose the appropriate diagraph to fit into each space. And tomorrow we'll look at part 10, 11, and the challenge activity as well. And as you know, you can work at your own pace doing all of these spelling activities. Some of you like to do them all in one day. Some of you like to get a bit ahead and maybe do a few more in one day, or some of you maybe just want to do 1 or 2 a day. So just do whatever suits you. I will put up a video on Friday just going through the whole thing just to help you if you need it. So today for our literacy, we're looking at instructions. So this is our non-fiction work for today. And instructions tell us how to do something. They're very useful. And there are lots of instructions, as you know. You've probably come across lots of instructions. Any of you who like to bake have probably followed instructions in a recipe book. Maybe you've followed instructions for setting up a video game. there are lots and lots of different types of instructions. And here today we have instructions for how to run a bath. So the first thing you need when you are writing instructions is a title. And it usually begins with the word instructions or how to. So this one says instructions for how to run a bath. So the title tells you what the instructions are for. Then you need to have a little list. And the list is of all the things that you will need to complete the task. So in this case, we need a bath, a plug, hot and cold water, bubble bath, soap, sponge, and a towel. So once you have all the things you need, then you can start to write what to do. So often instructions are numbered, so you just follow each one step by step. And they often begin with what's called a bossy verb or an imperative verb. And this is a doing word telling you exactly what to do. And you'll see a list of these bossy verbs at the bottom of your page. So let's just read through them. We've got climb, wash, put, dry, turn off, get, turn on, and pour. And you have to fit these bossy words, these imperative verbs, into the spaces here. Now, let's look at the first one. Number 1, something the plug in the plug hole. So you're going to look through the words and see which one would make sense. So, for example, climb the plug in the plug hole wouldn't make a lot of sense. Whereas put would make sense. We could put as our first word. Now, it's the first word in the sentence, so it's going to need to begin with a capital letter. I know it doesn't have a capital here, but you're going to have to change that when you put it into this space here. Most of your bossy verbs, your imperative verbs, are going to need to be changed to having a capital letter. Apart from this one here, because look, it's in the middle of a sentence. So look down through your bossy verbs, your imperative verbs, and fill them into the spaces here. Today in maths again, we are counting in threes. So you'll see lots of different sequences here, counting in threes, and they have spaces for you to fill in. Sometimes they're counting forwards in threes, and sometimes they're counting backwards. So be careful when you're going through this. Check whether the numbers are getting larger each time or smaller each time. So you're counting forward and back in threes. Now, if you get a bit stuck and you can't remember, go back to the first page in this booklet, the second page actually I think it is, which has all the answers for counting in threes, and you can look forwards or backwards to help you. Now, we're almost, I suppose, halfway through the week now at this stage, or almost halfway through the week. So make sure that you keep on practicing reciting your 3 times tables. How far can you go before you get stuck? So back to the front again. When you've done these 2 pages, go back to the front and just practice reciting your 3 times tables. And let me know how you get on, how far down you can go. So you can just send me a little picture on messages or whatever, just pointing to how far you can get to before you need to stop for a little prompt or a hint. And boys and girls, I always forget to say this, of course, continue to complete your spelling sheet. We're on Wednesday today. So say your words aloud again and copy them into the space. And of course, continue on with your reading on Oxford Owl. If you're having any difficulty accessing that, just send me a wee message and I'll help you. And of course, our Some Dog Challenge continues until Friday. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.